The RELL Seas movie 2 showed us so much in such a short time that many people didn't understand it all and were upset with the lack of content. However, there are many secret sneaks and things you've definitely missed, so in the next 3 minutes, I'll show you all 10 of them. Firstly, the map sneaks. There were actually a lot of island parts shown, and I can make a separate video on them later. But here are the most significant details. In this scene, we can see Relbad's autograph or something like that, and it most likely is going to be inside the game as a small, funny detail. But the thing that captured my attention was this rock formation. It may not be as I think, but it actually looks like the front of Pika's head from One Piece. It might be a part of the map after you defeat him or something. Now, the next thing about maps is that the islands we've been shown are actually much bigger than we used to think. Just by looking at these parts, we can say that these scenes are shot on the very same island, which means that all of that is one huge piece of land. The next secret is connected with RELL. It's actually not only a restaurant, it's also confirmed to be a trading ground. I would assume we can trade any type of items there, from different materials to fruits, weapons, and armor. By the way, did you find the sound effects and the voice acting a bit off in the RELL Seas movie 2? They sounded like they were recorded with a Nokia or something. Well, that was a technical issue inside YouTube, so the actual sounds are way better, aren't off, and the voice sounds more natural. At least that's what they said in their Discord server a few days ago. Now let's go to the boss fighting part. Did you notice that there were actually 2 players there? Relbad and Relson? And the cool part about it is that the boss didn't attack both of them, but kept its attention on the person who actually attacked it. Of course, it means that the bosses that you do not want to fight won't attack you first. But the interesting part would begin when more than one person attacked a boss. Would it just always attack the closest person? Or maybe the one that dealt damage first? Or maybe the weakest one, referring to its level and experience? That's something not many people have thought about, huh? Moving on, there's some kind of dark block seen in the background of this fight. And if you look closer, you'll understand that this is one of the observation Haki abilities, which lets you see the state your opponent is currently in. It confirms the fact that you can actually see the player's equipped weapons and fruits from very far. And if you, for example, are exploring a new area and see this icon with a dragon fruit, griffin sword, and a fisherman karate fighting style, you better get out as soon as possible before that person sees you, because who knows what that overpowered build might do to you. Speaking of Haki, have you managed to see all 4 armament Haki designs that were shown in the movie? Sadly, there haven't been many more shown, but there will be a whole lot, so it will be very rare to see many people having the same dark body bricks equipped. Let's now move on to the sea. They've shown us many sea events, and one of them is the legendary ship event. RELL Bros were definitely inspired by Assassin's Creed Black Flag because there are quite a few missions with legendary ships there. What that actually means is that, for example, you are just peacefully sailing the sea, and then you meet a legendary AI-powered ship, which is really strong and fast, and you probably won't be able to get away unless you defeat it. That event can be very hard to beat, but the rewards for it should be ginormous. It could be some ship part blueprints or a new NPC crew. Anyways, moving on, there is a confirmed name for the Black Sea King, which, as we know, will be placed in the 3rd depth. This scene shows us an attack by this beast on a submarine, and we can see its name written in the upper part of the screen. It says Barracuda. It sounds kind of cool and reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. By the way, did you know that the deeper you are underwater, the colder it gets? Well, that's probably one of the reasons why RELL Brothers added this temperature bar to the bottom UI. We haven't seen it move yet, but it's most likely because they haven't finished it yet. However, I have a few theories about what it could be needed for. First of all, the logical assumption would be that there will be hot and cold islands, and the temperature bar will change in these areas. It might affect your stamina bar, or even your health bar if the temperature is critical. For example, it could make you heal or move slower. But not only the islands may have an influence on your temperature, your abilities will also affect it. For example, it might be a great way to balance some of the overpowered fruits. You might have heard many people complain about the way flame, ice, or light fruits are too OP. But what if the biggest limitation for them would be the temperature bar? It could be harmful for you to use too much of your powers because they would heat you or make you freeze. The same goes for Blackleg Ultimate Mode or the Dragon Claw fighting styles. If they actually implemented this feature into the game, it would be the best way to balance most Logias. And now, going to the last 2 secrets, It's now confirmed that all the weapons have different grades, from F to A. That means that there are worse and better weapons, and obtaining the better ones will be one of the goals for swordsmen and snipers. However, the question about devil fruit grades still isn't closed. And going back to weapons, one of the most interesting features that were introduced was the weapon class skills transfer. To understand how it works, we have to remind ourselves that when we join the game for the first time, we will have to choose our weapon class. And depending on what class you choose, you will not only be able to manipulate that weapon class better than other weapon classes, but also transfer some skills from one weapon in your class to another. It's pretty similar to how it is in anime, like how Zoro is able to use his onigiri with absolutely any 3 swords, and not just his. I hope that this video was informative and helpful enough, and if it was, you should probably like and subscribe to my channel. See ya!